This is going to be a simple how to make a NPC. I'm currently building out sort of the details from my group, and there is an NPC in it that we can make. This is going to be basic, very simple. This probably cover most people's uses. You can create a NPC manually. Either create player character and enter in all the fields by hand. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that, but in this case I've already got the text of the guy here, so I want to show you another method. We are going to import by NPC text, and then what I do is I'm going to copy this to my copy buffer. So in the monster manuals, in the compendiums and that sort of thing, if you have the PDFs, you own the PDFs, you can do the same thing, sort of. You can copy the text and paste it into here. The couple things. It's not always going to get everything right because a lot of these products have different, different values here for whatever reason. Sometimes the OCR is not good. In my case here, I put dice rolls in here so they look neat, but my rolls will cause these to show up in there, and you won't see that. But so just know that this is not 100%. But it does best it can. So we'll hit submit. I'm going to go correct the fields that I knew were going to be messed up. The damage field has these roll commands in there we don't want. You won't see that because they won't be in your PDF. So it got everything pretty much right. If it doesn't understand a field, what will end up happening, like if treasure is misspelled or the OCR is wrong, it'll put that field in the description so you'll know that something's wrong with it. So basically anything that it doesn't recognize, it's going to put in the description. So if you go over here and look, it looks like it got everything. It also does some markup based on syntaxes that I've got set up so that it's a little more visual, so like a DM can look in here and kind of more quickly see what the important pieces are. I don't like examples being highlighted, so I'm going to fix this. That turns it off. And now we've got some values we can look at. So there's a couple of things we want to do first. And if we look here, you can see all it says is yes, invisibility and electricity. Well, they list out other stuff that is in here that's just as important that should be there. So yeah, immune to most magic spells. Yeah, that needs to go in defense. And then there is can drain energy from normal campfires. I mean, I don't know if you want to put this here, but you can. It's getting, let's just say, drained energy from campfires. I mean, the other one is immune to electrical attacks. This one we can do something with. We can automate that, but we still want that there. And they can absorb energy from magical flames. This guy's got a lot of things here that they can do. I would just say absorb energy from fire, flames. I mean, it does normal and magical, so just put flames, so it's just concise and short. The next part is, so first thing I want to say is I can't automate this. This is too complex. So that's something the DM will have to keep track of. And this part where they drain campfire stuff is too specific. Can't do that. And again, this immune to magical spells. It's just he's immune to everything except it lists out a couple. I mean, I can't really do anything. You can make him immune to effects like hold and charm and sleep, but I can't just say you're immune to every spell except for this. You can make them immune to fire damage, lightning damage, that sort of thing, which is what we're going to do. So they're immune to electrical attacks. We're going to go to details, go to passive, because this passive means it's going to persist forever until you turn it off. We'll call it resistances. Click the plus. Now we're going to search for immune. What we want is these system mods immune. We don't want cold, we want lightning. And that effect will make them immune to lightning. And then the last thing we need to do is it can do a electrical bolt. It can do it 5 times a day, and it does 2d6, and there's no savings throws. So we're going to go here, click plus, and then edit this first entry here. We're going to call it bolt instead of the name it was given. We're going to change this icon here. If you click on the icon, we're going to go to core data, go to icons, go to magic, and then lightning. And then I'm going to use this one right here. That way it has a neat icon. The only thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we have a charged version of this so that it can only be used 5 times. The DM can force it, but in this case, it'll at least warn them and say, hey, it's already used all 5 charges. Like for a breath for a dragon, they have 3 times a day. You could do that too. And here it doesn't have a save, so we're going to turn that off. And we're going to add another action to the same group. We're going to change this icon to, and this is going to be the damage. 2d6 lightning. That is done. Now you have a bolt action. When you put it on the map, you'll be able to click that and use it. It'll generate hit points. So the hit dice field here, it will automatically use a D8. That's the default for, I think, all the books. But if you needed to do 2d10 plus 2, you could enter a hit point calculation in this field here. If you wanted them to spawn with static hit points, you would put a value there. In the case of variant 1 and Osric, instead of in a Thaco field, it's going to have a matrix here. And since there is no matrix in a import PDF or anything, it doesn't list that kind of stuff, you'll need to set it. It assumes Thaco since Thaco is listed here. And I'll also have this set to variant 2 so that it doesn't show me the matrix field here either. You can have it calculate the Thaco if you don't know what it is based on the hit dice. If I click this recycle wheel, it's going to look at this, calculate what their hit dice is, and set the Thaco based on what the DM guide says it's supposed to be. So this alias field, this is what shows whenever when the game is set up to use NPC identification. So if the NPC is not identified, this is the name they'll see. So if you don't want them to know they're fighting a lich, and you just want to tell them they're fighting this ghoul or something, you could put ghoul here and make it work like that if you want. If you don't have a name here, but you use an NPC identification, it'll say unknown actor. Something else that you can do is we can set an icon for this guy, and it's going to be in the module folder. Tokens, and there we go. Now he has an icon for Firestar. You could do the same thing in description, and this is not specific to the rule set. This is something that this Foundry does just in general. Changing the height because it's a little too big. There you go. You have a description with image in it. Got some highlighted text so it makes it a little easier to read. Also something else for you people that are more familiar with the 2E stuff. They have this habitat, society, ecologies, and that sort of thing. I like to set these up with some headings so they're a little more organized. It's a little better to me, and that's the way I do things. That's it.